Hold on, my bro. Oof.
One sec. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you.
Can you see me now?
Nah, it does this all the time, bro. Like, every time I do an interview, then afterwards, I come off it and come back on, and it just says, oh, here you go, fine. There you go.
You can see me?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Welcome, bro.
Yeah, you good, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, man. I see you need the trim. Everyone needs a trim.
Hey,
Come here.
I know, man. Had to
Let's put the hood up.
Put on the hoodie, everything.
Let's put everything on.
Listen, it's peak. It's peak. You don't want to see.
You're growing it, though. You're growing it, though. That's the thing.
Bro, you know what? Like, I'm really tempted just to go get a haircut for it. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but I just need a trim.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know what's open though. You might have to just get the barber around your house.
Like a secret barber thing, innit? I might have to.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's paying for it, innit? Like one of my brothers paid £40 for a haircut. I was like,
I ain't paying 40 quid for a haircut, man. I ain't paying no 40 quid for it.
Like £40 for a haircut for me to stay inside my yard and my parents just look at me. That's it. Like, it makes no sense,
but
bro.
someone was saying they're paying 50 quid for a queue jump when it all opens up. I ain't paying 50 quid for a queue jump.
For a queue jump?
Yeah. It's a bit sneaky, man. 50 quid.
No, that's crazy, bro. I'm making sure I'm booking an appointment from early, man.
Nah, I'm there. I'm there as soon as it opens, man. I'm standing outside. I'm camping if I have to.
100%, man. What are you saying, man?
Yeah, not bad, man. Like, what have you been doing during quarantine? Sleeping.
That's partly half of it, yeah. I've been sleeping a lot. Been getting like loads of music and stuff. Like, I've been sorting out my crates, innit?
Yeah.
So I've always said I wanted to sort out my crates, but I've never got time to do it. Now I've got time in it. So I've been sorting out my crates, getting some mixes together, playing COD and FIFA a lot. That's literally what I've been
just
doing.
bagging those two things up, man.
Bro, that's literally it. Like, me and the man them just COD and FIFA till certain hours in the morning. That's it.
Oh my god. Your sleeping pattern's messed anyway, man, from you DJing, man.
Bro, it's been messed from early, so now it's like, it's a normal, isn't it? It's a normal.
Yeah. What's your take on the whole Corona situation? When do you think everything's gonna be lifted?
Bro, I don't even know when to tell you, innit? Like, when I see things like, I see people still going to like friends' houses and like still partying this and that, and I'm like, you lot ain't serious. So it's kind of peak. I'm like, you lot ain't serious. And then I hopefully, like, I'm hoping for around September times, innit? Like,
yeah,
September, October times, innit? Of course, like my birthday, I want to go out for my birthday, but hopefully around them times, if people like act smart, but it's London, isn't it? It's England, like everyone's actually done already.
No one knows, man. Like people are saying New Year's.
New Year's.
And I would say, so my friend in Italy, she's got told that the government have said till March nothing's open in terms of clubs or pubs, which is long. But I mean, Italy was hit worse. Well, actually, I don't even know if we hit worse now.
Nah, that's a crazy one. New Year's, that'll kind of be like us.
That'll be live, but it'll be a bit mad. Like, everyone's gonna be out.
Mad. Everyone will be out for New Year's. Like, it'll be mad, bro.
It's a bit long, man, but we gotta see what happens, innit?
No, trust me.
So, gonna get into a interview, short discussion kind of thing. So, how did DJing start for you?
The honest one. So like, I've always loved the whole like thought of DJing and everything in it. So like, when I was a kid, like whenever we had like the little family parties or like any funerals or anything, and we had like a DJ, like I'd always be like round the booth or whatever. Like from a young age, I just like run away from mum and dad and you just see me there, innit? And that's where the passion came from, innit? The passion for music just came from there, innit? And then I say like my first ever booking, like I was 16. So this like after work experience, like it was my brethren Omario's birthday, innit? Like 16th. And bearing in mind, I got decks like 3 weeks before. So I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, like I'm a DJ now. So let me just download the music. Like he was like, can you do my party? I'm like, yeah, like it's calm, innit? Did his birthday party and everything. And since then I was like, raw, like I love doing this and everything. And then getting into clubs, that was a hard one. Like I think when I first turned 18, I was like out in Croydon a lot. So like was bouncing between Tiger and Silver and stuff, innit? And literally it was like a whole entire year I was just out Friday, Saturday, sometimes Thursday, innit? Like me and the man would be out every single week. And I used to go Silver and I was like literally just every single week inside there partying with the boys and everything. And then I got close. Like a lot of people I went to secondary school, primary school, worked there.
Yeah.
So I got close, started mentioning I was a DJ, and this is where me and Dorma used to go out as well, actually. So Dorma got the set first in silver, like in the downstairs room.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a set first, and then he wanted me to cover one night. I covered, and then me and him took over silver. Like we started doing Fridays and Saturdays. Silver closed, of course. Then it opened up as 34. And then that's how we had our residency. Literally, I was like in between 34, went to Dice a couple times to DJ. And that's how it basically started, like up in Croydon and everything. It just literally was Fridays, Saturdays, sometimes Thursday, just in between those two clubs.
Yeah. So how did Napa come around? Like, how did all of the overseas stuff come about?
So back to 34, like my friend named Jack, he used to manage 34. Yeah. And he had some connections out there. So when 34 closed, we went to do a season, and he was like, bro, do you want to come and do a season? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, do you want to come abroad to Napa and like DJ? I was like, are you serious? Like, I've been to Napa in 2016 for like a holiday.
Yeah.
So me going out there, I was like, are you serious? Or is it just like a joke, innit? He's
like,
a
holiday thing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm dead serious. Like, I can get you like this. Just say the word, innit? At these times, I was like half and half. And I was like, you know what, fun it. Like, you only have once, innit? So let me just go and see what it's like. So literally, I went there. I was meant to land a Tuesday, but English weather, like the rain just messed it up, innit? So the next day I landed, and my boy was like, yeah, bro, like he introduced me to his boss. And literally from then, it was just straight up. Like, I think the same night, we went around, like he went to show me the strip. We went around the strip, and every single bar we went into, spoke to the DJs, and he was like, oh yeah, this is my boy Fxze, like he's gonna DJ for us. And they're like, okay, so do you wanna come spin like 2 tracks? This is like the same day I landed. I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, I'm not even prepared or nothing. And
what's the best way to get seasoned in Napa?
You know what it is? It's networking. I would say networking, and it's also good to know someone, innit? Like, knowing someone in the scene in general is a good way to get you like anywhere, innit? So of course, my friend knowing the people who ran events out there got me into it. And once you get out there, it's like just showing your skill, innit? Like, I think the first ever proper booking I did out there was the Thursday on Pambos at the pool party. Yeah. It was like literally the first ever booking I did. That's where I met DJ 40 from Birmingham.
Okay.
And literally, he was like, I think it was his first season and my first season. And we were like, I think he warmed up. Then I went on after him. Like, I was nervous as hell. But then ever since that, I started meeting like the people who owned Pambos, the people who run the events and everything. They started like liking the way I did and everything. And it just went from there. It just kind of exploded.
Has that helped you kind of getting gigs over here in the UK?
Yes and no, I would say. Yes and no.
Why no?
No, because of course, like, it depends on the work you do out there, innit? Like, of course, you have your names on flyers and stuff like that, and you DJ wherever, innit? But if you're not networking at the right time, then people are just going to remember you as a thought. So they'll be like, oh, yeah, like, I remember that DJ in Napa and everything. What's his name again? Like, if you actually talk to people and network and everything, then that's when people start following you on Instagram, like getting the SoundCloud. They start, like, promoting you without you having to ask them.
Yeah.
Like, that was a half and half thing that I did and didn't do. Like, because I was quite nervous, I like didn't really speak to people. I really don't anyway, unless I'm like drunk. I'm kind of antisocial.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I know you are. Anyway.
Yeah, like you've noticed it, innit? Like,
I know you are. You're just like, hi.
Yeah, I'm literally just like, hi, what's up, whatever, innit? Like, I'm just in my own zone. But like,
yeah.
I'm just like, what's good? Like, what's up? Like, let's go get a drink or whatever, innit? Like, it's just kind of a nerves thing. And I've always had that. Like, when I first started DJing, like, that's always had that. And then now, like, I'm getting more comfortable where I'm like, I can just jump out of my shell and just do what I need to do, you know, innit? Without having to, of course, drink.
So, getting involved with Krept Konan and all of that, how did that all begin?
Oh, so that's actually kind of funny. So, my brethren, Akash, he does these photo booth company, innit? And I went to do one at this event called Bay Agency.
Okay.
Table Bay. It's called Table Bay, actually. They're Table Bay. So Table Bay, he knew the people for it, and I was like, I want to DJ that. So he put me on to them and DJ their events. Like, they do like a massive like social stuff in it. So they do all the celebrities, influencers type of stuff in it. And DJ for them. They liked me, and then got a random message one day saying, "Oh, do you want to DJ Krept Konan's birthday?" I was like, "Huh?" I looked at the message like, "What?" I'm like, "Why isn't there DJ?" I'm like, "Why is not Cosmic DJ there?" Innit?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Alright, cool." So nothing. Let me just say yeah, innit? So they had a Friday and no, I think it was a Saturday and a Sunday. Yeah. So went there. I'm like hungover from stories at this time, so like I'm in a bad state. I'm with me, my boy Shaq and Jag, another DJ, Jaguar DJ. It was like us three. We went there, set up. I was thinking it was gonna be like a little calm thing and or whatever. Get there, no one's there. It's like a club in London, like first time me ever being there. So I'm like, this is weird, bro. And I'm like not expecting. And then this is the time when they're just doing the tour thing or whatever. And I think Drake's in the country at this time, innit? So the staff and everyone are like talking, like saying that, oh, this is where the VIP is. Like the VIP is right behind you as a DJ, like you're literally in it. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, like clear this out. Drake might come. So I'm like, what? I'm like, I guess the
like from a text, you know, gets from a text to this, like
oh, like man's gas. So I'm like thinking inside my head, and I was saying to the man, I'm like, yo, man's going in. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm staying sober, making sure I know what I'm gonna do. Like man's going in, innit? And then Krept Konan come in, and I'm like I kind of fangirl a little bit. I can't even lie. It's the first time seeing them. So I'm like,
oh my god, hi.
No, I didn't even say hi. I was there like smiling, looking into like my laptop, innit? Yeah. And then there was another DJ, DJ Kae, innit? He was like one of the people I listened to from young, innit? Like got me to listen to his mixes, going to my auntie's in my dad's car, innit? So it's crazy seeing him on the lineup. Like, so then he took over. I warmed up. He took over. Then he left, and I had to finish the night. Okay. And at this time of finishing the night now, I'm like, all right, cool, let's just go in. My boys are like, bro, when you go back on the decks, just go in. Don't care about whatever, just shut it down, innit? Did that. Critical then jumped on the microphone, and me and him just started like working together. Bear in mind, I don't know any of these lot, innit? And if you was there, you'd look at it like, rah, these guys know each other like bear, innit? Whatever. So done the Friday, done the Saturday, then the Sunday we done his like more private birthday where like Michael Dapper turned up. It was like loads of celebrities are there and loads of artists are there. We done it again, and I'm thinking like, rah, none of these lot are gonna know me or remember me or anything. Walk inside there, they're all like, rah, Face, what's good, what's good? I actually got a video, ended up on Konan Snap somehow. I was like, went to go say bye, and he's like, no, hold on, my DJ, you can't say bye. I'm like I'm feeling myself awkward, innit? I'm awkward. I'm like, oh yeah, safe, like, what's good, what's good? And since then, like, they just book me for their parties now, innit? Because it's like kind of being reliable, whereas then they don't have to worry about it. Like, even their DJ, Dr. Cosmic, was there, and he didn't really say anything. Like, he just literally just let me DJ. A couple times he asked me for a wheel up. I was like, say less. Let me just
let me do it.
Let me just do it, innit? But it was kind of one where it's literally networking. That's it. Yeah. Like, if it wasn't for me asking my brethren at that time, like, right, let me DJ there. And if it wasn't for my skill, like itself, it's also your skill, innit? Like, can network and get somewhere. But if you can't, like, DJ 101, if you can't read the crowd or you can't, like, engage with the crowd about having to talk to someone, then you kind of slack in it, you know what I mean?
Definitely. It must have been mad to DJ for the, was it the baby reveal. Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? I didn't even know it was a baby shower. So
didn't even know.
I thought it was just his birthday. So again, I'm with Shaq and Jag, innit? So I thought it was just his birthday. And then we get there and I see like this box, and I'm like, what the heck is this box for? So I'm setting up, and Shaq's over listening, and Shaq's like, bro, you know this the baby like launch? I'm like, wait, who's having the baby? And then he's like, do you know, bro? I'm like, no. So then he shows me, he's like, oh, I'm like, oh. Yeah. Like, you DJing. Again, that was just like through the Bay lot. They just asked me like, oh, do you want to DJ his birthday? Never said like a baby shower. Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And then again, like, saw Critical saw me. He was like, bro, you know the vibes. Like, where's the mic? I'm like, grab it. And then we should go on from there. Like, now it's got to a point where, like, I feel like I did Critical's Halloween party, actually. It was or Christmas party, innit? Like, I feel like because of the connection we've made, and like when we DJ together and work together and everything, like we get on well, like you connect. So it's like whenever you have a host or anything in it as a DJ, like if you don't get on well, you just don't feel the vibe, innit?
Definitely.
And I feel like now that he knows that we get on well, like it's a good booking in that type of way. So that's what I do with those type of guys.
Do you think from like because you've done these with them, like they're gonna keep booking you for the next whatever they have, next events or next parties they do?
I would hope. Like that would be me saying like I would hope for them to keep on booking me and everything in it. But then of course, like there's a lot of DJs coming up in the world, innit? So and everyone wants to grab your position, innit? So everyone wants to be a you, innit? So of course, in my mindset now, I'm like, all right, cool. Like there's been loads of DJs on the lineup with me, innit? So I'm like, all right, cool. How can I be better than these guys?
Yeah.
Or how can I continue elevating myself for them to be like, raw, like let's bring him back. Let's keep bringing them back. Let's keep bringing them back, innit?
So how do you kind of do that to keep your space? Like what techniques do you do?
It's like, so they're like an older crowd compared to me, of course, innit? Like I'm only 22, so they're an older crowd, innit? So like, for example, on Krept's birthday shower, baby shower, birthday, whatever, like I started playing old school garage on Funky House, and they're all looking at me like, how does this guy know these tunes? Like, how do you know these songs, bro? Like even Shaq's like, where'd you get this from? I've never heard you play this.
Yeah.
You have to kind of like, what's it called? See what your crowd's like and play for them, innit? Like sometimes, play for yourself, be greedy, and like enjoy the music because you're there to enjoy it as well, innit? Like it's not just there being a payment. Like if you enjoy your craft, you're gonna enjoy doing it, innit? So I literally just played what I wanted to hear, and it went off, and they were like, "Raw, like this is new. I wouldn't expect this." Like I think at the album launch, the last album launch they had, I played Funky, and Cosmic came out of nowhere, and Cosmic was like, "Bro, setting up my laptop." So me and him were going back to back. Then the So Solid lot came out of nowhere and started jumping on the mic, and I was like, "Raw, like all I wanted to do was play Funky," and then this happened, innit? So it's one of those ones where they see me react with the crowd, they're like, "No, this guy's good. Like he keeps it entertained, innit?" There's not one point where everyone's like bored. As long as you keep everyone entertained, it's like a normal thing when you DJ in a residency, innit? As long as you keep everyone coming, then they'll continue like having you inside the situation.
I remember looking at your videos on Instagram on that night. I was like, look mad. It just looked mad. It just,
Bro, you know what it is? Like most of the time I don't get to video. Like at their events, like I try to stay sober as much as I can. Because at their events I don't want to make myself look like an idiot in some type of way. So I try to stay as sober as I can. I always bring like one of my friends so they can film. So I'd be like, bro, either here's my phone or just film or whatever, innit? So they'll just film it for me, and like you'll see in my face where I'm just like, you see that I'm sober because I'm just concentrating. I'm not even smiling and stuff, innit? Like you get the fake smile, the fake little, cool. But then that's it really, innit?
What scene do you think is popping at the moment in city wise?
Oh, well, like DJ scene.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like I was tuned into this thing called Don't Clang, innit? That they were talking about it. And they were talking about the scenes, innit? Like a massive argument happened. Like it was another DJ thing. Talking about the scenes, innit? Like the uni scene, like the London scene, the Birmingham scene, the Kent scene, everything, innit? Like it depends. So for example, like I would think that the Birmingham scene is banging for them, innit? Like all the people up that side, up in the Midlands, it's banging for them, innit? Like they've got it on lock, it's banging for them, they're doing a lot, innit? But then if you take someone out of their comfort zone, which is there, and put them down in the London scene, like it's hard, innit? It's hard to say, innit?
What's your take on the London scene?
London scene, central or south? What are we talking?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you just got different scenes, you know what I mean? All in one.
There's so many different like areas. Like you can go to like, cool, for example, the corporate scenes, the stuff that I do for like the celebs and that. Then you can go to like the raves and everything, like it's Survive and stuff like that, innit? Or then you can go to like the London clubs, like Tape and everything, innit? Like there's so many different scenes. You can't really compare unless you're in all of them. Like I haven't made it to the central London scene yet. That's a goal. I want to get into that, innit? But I wouldn't know what that's like. But from seeing and like hearing from other people and everything, like it's kind of a stuck up scene, if you know what I mean, innit? If you're not, like what Kae said, innit? Like if you're not this guy, if you don't portray yourself as the money man, you got the Rolex or whatever and this and that, then you can't get into that scene. But then
do you think it's like, just their circle only? It's like their little inner circle.
Yeah,
if you're not in that circle, that's it.
It's very like click based. Like I would say, it's very click based, isn't it? Like it's very your inner circle, and it's hard. Like, do we want to let that person in the circle or do we not? Like, what's that person gonna do? Because then, like, for example, if you start showing off or being better than someone else's scene, the person who brought you on now is gonna get jealous. Like, it's a jealousy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So then they're gonna be like, but I bought you one, I done this and everything, innit? Oh,
phone fell.
You know what I mean? Like it's a hard one to say, innit? But I think I respect what everyone's doing in their own class. Like you got uni DJs that are just shelling down stuff, innit? Like shelling down Midland, shelling down everywhere, and that. Then you got people that are like shelling down their local spot, like their weekly spot. You got people shelling down that. Then you got the London lot, which they shell down every single day, if you know what it is, innit? Hard one to pick, but I would say I hear more.
I just kind of deal with like DJs coming up and you knowing that they might take your place, or do you kind of think that they will never take my place?
It's never to think about, like, I never think saying that no one can take my place in it, because I've done it in a sense, whereas I've taken over from someone.
Yeah.
I never think that someone can't replace me in it. It's just me thinking that, raw, how can I stay wanted at the time, innit? Like, how can I stay current? Because, of course, as I said, loads of DJs are coming up nowadays, innit? So someone who's younger than me can come and take my spot for doing, like, what I should have done at that time, if you know what I mean. So, really and truly, I like putting people on in certain ways, whereas like, if you ask me, like, all right, cool, sometimes, like, I'll be like, yeah, come do a booking with me, this and that and everything, if I can do it in certain ways, like run events and everything. And like with my events, I try to just add my friends or add DJs that I've listened to or that I know onto the lineup. I'll be like, look, I'll put you onto my followings, you now make it in some type of way, innit?
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones where I like helping people, but then sometimes it's like, would they help me back? Or has people done that for me?
They're just taking it for granted kind of thing.
Yeah, like a lot of people, like I've like working in a music shop as well. I was working in a DJ shop. Like you get promised a lot.
Yeah.
Like especially in this scene as well, people promise you a lot. They'll be like, yeah, I'll put you on. Yeah, I'll
put you on this. So yeah.
Like it never really happens. Like you get like 1 out of 5. Like the person who actually put me on and like was like one of the mentor to me, like I would say Kae. Like when you had Kae on, like he actually put me on. Whereas in my first ever booking, like outside of London in Kent, was with him. And I was DJing alongside Grievous, actually, when you were Section Boys DJ. And I remember it was like me, Grievous, and my dad, because my dad was like driving me to the event in it now.
Okay, yeah.
So it was me, him, and literally that was when the day I bought a box for the first time, literally like a Serato box, the first day ever used decks, everything. Like, bearing in mind, my mindset is still young, thinking that man can easily shut it down, you know, I do this in the silver, like man can do this. So going down to Kants and being put on the same lineup as people I've listened to and grown up listening to, it humbled me. I can't even cap. It humbled me, bro. Whereas in like Grievous was like he was being nice about it, but he was saying, bro, before you come like with a big chest, like learn your basics, know what you need to do in it, because that set that you did there was half-hearted. I was like, part of me wanted to be there.
You're like, no,
bro, part of me wanted to go punch a pillow. I can't even lie. I wanted to go punch a pillow. And a part of me is like, you know, I have to take it on, innit? Like, because realistically now, I was stuck in one bubble. That's what, like, going back to the whole scenes thing, innit? Like, you're stuck in one bubble. When you go and expand it now, and you really see it, really put yourself to the test, like, that's literally like Napa as well, really putting yourself to the test. Then you find out what type of DJ you are.
So how are you looking to expand now? Like, obviously after Corona and everything, but what's the next stages?
So, I'm trying to get my name out there a lot, innit? Whereas I'm trying to do more content type of stuff, innit? I'm trying to get more videos, like more after movies, like me like in a club and everything. I'm trying to get more of that type of vibe, innit? Like I started it before, but I didn't really look into it too tough because I got like really comfortable. Like my problem is I get really comfortable in one like spot, innit?
Yeah, but so I was gonna ask, are you trying to move out of Croydon as well and like expand that, or do you want to keep that as like a little bubble there?
Like, I'm trying to get into, like, as I said, my goal was to get into the London little circle, like the actual tapes, the circs, all them type of stuff, like to get into there and everything. But like really, I'd like to be booked anywhere and everywhere. Like I'm trying to find whatever venues I can get booked, like just literally go over there. Again, Napa is a good one. Like I tuned into your last live with that guy, and he was saying that when you go out to Napa and everything, you meet people from different parts of England, innit? And like networking with them is a good way to get a booking in their like area or something like that, innit? Like what's called a back-to-back set or anything. So really and truly, it's like just networking with all my other DJ pals and like going to where I can and like trying to better myself, like more mixes I need to keep on doing, so I keep on staying consistent. I don't really do Instagram lives because I don't really like being on live in general. I find it awkward, bro. I can't even lie.
Why do you find it awkward?
Because like I can see that I'm playing to a certain amount of people in live, innit? But I can't see your actual reaction.
Are you a numbers person?
Nah, it's not even a numbers person. Like, I enjoy it, but it's just like I can enjoy it to a point where I'm having like a big ass party by myself in my room. Like, I'm shaking leg, I'm doing everything, innit? But then I can't really see it, so I'm like, all right, cool. Once my energy's gone, then I don't have the crowds to be like, oh no, or whatever, innit? Like, you do see your friends like gas you up in the comments and this and everything, but it's kind of different. Like, actually seeing your friends tap you in the shoulder or like ask for a reload or whatever, it's different, innit? That's the energy that wants to keep me going. So, and plus everyone does lives, innit? Like, it's now how to be different than everyone else doing a live, innit? And that's the point.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, some people already got it. Like Lani, for example, like no one's touching him when it comes to lives. Like, his lives are just lit. So I kind of just gave it, whereas I'm like, all right, cool. They've got the Insta live thing. How can I attack the scene in a different way? So I'll keep on dropping mixes, but I'll make sure it's up to a certain standard. Keep on like keep my Instagram active and like posting and everything. So, and then just networking and getting all like ideas of what I'm gonna do as soon as this lockdown's done.
What is it about Lani that kind of makes his lives that? Is it just the dancehall aspect of it, or is it because of him, or?
It's Lani. Like, have you ever met Lani in person?
No, I haven't met him.
Alright, so him in person is like him on his live. Like, he just jokes. Yeah, so he just naturally jokes. There's naturally banter. Like, I go into lives for like the banter and also like the music as well, innit? Like, he caters for a lot of people. He caters for everyone. Like the hip hop heads, the bashment heads, the Afrobeat heads, soca heads. He caters for everyone, innit? And it's just like the way he reacts with you and he interacts with you, and he does it on a natural basis, like his natural energy and everything. That's what makes you want to go back to lives. Plus, the music is like definitely the music, I'd say, because he plays songs that I would never hear unless I listen to his mixes or listen to him live. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's why I want to go into his lives, isn't it?
Have you had any problems with promoters or managers during a set? Sticky ones there, man.
You know what it is? It's a hella sticky one. I can't even lie. It's a hella sticky one, isn't it? Especially recently, it's a hella sticky one. But we can't really go into that one because it's a business one, isn't it? You know what I mean? But,
business one.
But for the people that know, then the people know, innit? But yeah, like sometimes you get a lot of situations where promoters, club owners, or whatever, if you're doing a lot of work with them, think that you're entitled to do it with them.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? Like, doing a lot of work with them, they think like, oh, I book you a lot, so you're entitled to do my raves and just my raves and stuff like that. Yeah. Whereas you're a DJ, unless you sign a contract saying that, oh, I'm going to be at your place every single
Friday night or something.
I'm going to be at your rave every single whatever, like, then you can't argue. But if you're like a free agent, you know what I mean? You're a free agent, so you're able to go anywhere. But a lot of people, like, because you're like, once you like, for example, having a residency, a lot of people come to see you, innit?
Yeah.
Like, of course, they like the club, but a lot of people come to see you. Now, if you decide to take a different event on that night, like club's mindset would be like, oh shit, where is he gonna be? You know, people are gonna come. Like, I'm gonna have my regulars, but the other people are gonna go to where he is at, innit? So a lot of promoters and club owners like try to tie you down in that type of sense, and it's whether like it can go two ways. One way they can be understanding, like saying, oh yeah, you can go do your thing, or another way they'll be like, nah, bro, like you either do that or you don't work for us no more. Simple as, innit? So you have to kind of think of a agreement.
So what are you kind of like the type to go with? I'm gonna go do my own thing. I don't care about this club, or are you the type to try and find like a middle ground?
I'm middle ground still.
So
I'm middle ground. I can't even lie.
Middle ground, yeah.
Whereas I would like, if it's my my spot where I'm always at, innit? Like, I'll find the middle ground to work, because of course I made a relation with you, innit? Like, I made a relationship with you now as well. So I'm like, you know, your mum just comes inside your room. But yeah, I'm like, I make a little middle ground, innit? Whereas then I'm like, I'll do this, but of course you have to let me off a certain aspects, innit? Whereas then you don't own me, so I don't have the right to always come back, innit?
Definitely.
But it's knowing your worth, innit? It's knowing your worth. Like, if you know that you are the reason why this club bangs. You can literally pull so many strings.
Yeah, definitely.
So many things. But then again, it's humbling yourself, innit? Like, it's being humble. And I've been a couple of times, actually, in Napa, I think our first season, I kind of let the fameness or the gasness get to me once. Had a big, it was peak. I was drinking a lot in it, and I was late to a set. And my manager was walking up the road when I was meant to walk down. I'm like 10 minutes late, but I'm like, my boys got me. And we had like a massive argument in the street. Like, I'm shouting in his face. Bearing in mind, this is like a big Cypriot guy, innit?
Yeah.
I'm not that big, so I'm like, whatever, but it's the alcohol's taken over. I'm in his face, shouting. I'm like, don't know me, like, man's made the club good or whatever. Ask anyone on the strip. And so then the next day, after like being like sobering up and everything, and my boy Jack telling me what happened, I was like, oh, let me go and apologize and humble myself before I get beaten up in a different country, innit?
Imagine you get beaten up in a different country, bro, as well, man.
Hey, you know what the maddest thing? Like, them things happen up there. I can't even cap.
Yeah, like Rusky was telling me about that when he got beat up after coming out of one of the clubs in Napa. Like,
bro, I've seen a madness. Like, I can't even lie. I've seen a madness. Whereas in like, seeing tourists just act up because in a different country and then they get dealt with, and it's like, what you do, innit? But luckily, like, my boss, like, he allowed me in it at the time because he saw that I was like tired and like drunk in it. So he was like, "No, I'll allow you in it." But then he humbled me next day. Like, he literally got the numbers out and was like, "This is how much you do. This is how much I do." And I was like, "All right, cool. Like, chill. Come on over, like, chill, bro. Like, you know what I mean?" So ever since then, it's like, it's knowing, like, as it is, it's knowing your worth, innit, and knowing what you can
definitely.
do.
What's your take on reality TV stars going into DJing?
You know, I got vexed a couple of days ago because I saw something in it. So I was like, let me go. Like, I have nothing bad against it, innit? But it's long, innit? Like, for us DJs who's been trying to get big, innit? Like, for example, I saw on Jack Fowler's Insta, innit, that he's now becoming a DJ.
I knew you were going to say, yeah.
Bro, I was like, here we go.
He joined the live, like, 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, wait, I swear you started DJing. And he was like, oh, I done it for the love and passion. But I don't know.
Nah, I saw it, innit? I was like, oh, here we go now, innit? Like, man's just done Love Island. Man came out. Man's got his black card now and everything.
He's got a black card.
You know what I mean? Like, what's it called? And everything. And I'm like, raw, so now you're a DJ. Great. Like, bookings are just going to get swooped up because, of course, you've got the followers, innit? And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, he's there, whatever. Like, we're going to go, innit? Like,
they want to add something to the live PA session, basically.
Exactly. It's basically like a live PA DJ. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, I've DJ'd, like, I've seen him. He came to Croydon once as a live PA. And I DJ'd that night. Like, I did like an hour that night, I think it was, innit? And I was just like looking at it like, so people come into the club to see man stand still and drink juice. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it made no sense. No, he took like he took like a couple of photos. And I'm like, alright, cool. That's who you're interacting with.
Man said he got paid what, 2K?
Huh?
You got paid what, 2K for that?
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. But I know he got paid like just dumb amount of bread, didn't it? Just to stand inside there, get free drinks and this and everything. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, like, who am I in that? I just play music and then everyone enjoys it. Like, while he's even gone, I'm still there, and you're like, you know.
while he's sipping this juice, everyone's kind of drawing the attention to him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, it doesn't really matter to me that much, innit? Because I'm like, all right, cool, that's all right. But then now I'm seeing like you're gonna try to come for like our lot's type of work, which we've like been doing it for a long time. Like, I was on the PlayStation to my boy Jag a minute ago, innit? And he was saying that, bro, like, even before he got a booking, he was dropping mixes for how many years? And you know what I mean? And then these guys just pick up their decks and then boom, instant booking, instant everything, innit?
So you're saying, like, it's obviously with the help of technology and everything, it is easier to be a DJ nowadays, but do you think it's harder to get known?
Yeah.
Because the game is oversaturated.
No, 100%. Like, it's easy. Like, anyone can be a DJ, innit? You can go to your local like shop or whatever. You got a laptop, you buy a controller, you can like start learning to mix in it. Anyone can be a DJ. But then again, it's like, why am I booking you compared to someone else, innit? Like, yeah, you're a DJ, but what have you done? Like, what's on your CV or whatever, innit? Or like, what can you do that someone else can't do? And this is where a lot of newcoming DJs undercut like the resident DJs or people that are already there. Like, they'll ask for less pay or whatever and this and that and do like a job.
Do you kind of get pissed off at that? Because you're like,
you know, it's actually never happened to me, but I've seen it. Whereas I've seen like people who want to be a DJ for the lifestyle. Like they don't really care about music or anything. They just want to be the lifestyle because the DJ gets this, DJ gets that, or whatever, innit? Like I've seen it firsthand, and I've been like, this makes no sense. Like, since when did you want to be a DJ? Like, what like started this and everything? And I just feel like, definitely with technology nowadays, like no one really knows about the craft, innit? Like actually learning how to mix and everything. Like a lot of people just watch a screen.
Yeah.
Or press the sync button. And then some people don't actually even use headphones when they DJ.
You know what? Like, sorry, just Benji joined the live, right? He was telling me yesterday that he booked this DJ, and the person didn't know how to set up the decks.
Hey, Jack, you still inside the chat? Because Jack will like tell you this, like the amount of times you've had arguments where we just look at people, we're like, bro, you're a DJ, but you can't set up your own equipment. What is this?
I started laughing when I was like, how can you book a DJ and they don't know how to set up the decks?
Bro,
like,
do you know how many people
and he had to call his other DJ to come an hour earlier to come.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people have done this, and like it baffles me. Like it angers me because I'm like, bro, you should know your equipment. You should know this. Like even when it comes to wires and everything, innit? Like some people are just like, oh, where do I plug this into? Where do I plug this into? I'm like,
yeah.
Like it makes.
I don't understand it, but I feel like that's where the dynamic of the whole situation is going to now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, people don't know they don't learn their craft. And then they come and try to say that, oh yeah, I'm a big DJ, I do this, or whatever, and I've got so many plays on SoundCloud, this and that, and so and so, innit? So it really annoys me when I have to do something for another DJ, or not coming with headphones, innit? Like coming to a rave and not having headphones, or not having a laptop stand, or whatever. Like, if I do a set and there's multiple DJs, depending on my mood, I want to cut after my set, innit?
Yeah.
If you're asking me to borrow my laptop stand now, I'm like, for what, bro? You should have your own. Like, it's DJ 101. Like, did you leave a yard with your what's it called, your phone or your wallet? Like, come on, bro.
I mean, personally, yeah, I don't understand that. What's also your take on the warm-up DJs not playing their part?
Ooh.
Are you the type to kind of stop it and go up and be like, all right, bro, that's it.
You know what it is? Like, I learned to warm up, like, because that was the only set I ever got, was warm up, innit? Either warm up or warm down, innit? So, of course, as I said, in Cants, like, working with Chris, I worked with Chris like 4 years, innit? And every single booking I did, I was the first person on, innit? But, yeah, you get a little bit, like, shadowed about, oh, the main guy's got the main set, he's banging all the big tunes, everyone's like, yeah. But then, learning to warm up is a vital, like, part in being a DJ, innit? Because you set the pace.
Yeah.
Like, you're setting the pace down for the night. And you're also helping out the other DJs, like, come on after you. Like, I've been to, actually, yeah, for example, Conan's birthday on a Sunday. So there was, like, 5 DJs on the lineup, innit? And I was, like, one of the last ones. Me and Jukes was, like, one of the last ones. And the DJ before us was blasting everything. Like, playing Bashman to drill to new hip-hop, Afro beats. Like, me, Shaq, and Jukes are looking at each other like, bro.
One sec, your pause, bro. One sec.
Oh, hold on.
Here we go. Right, yeah.
You see me?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, like, he was playing every single genre, like, just banging it out and quick mixing. And we're like, bro, like, humble, the party still got a lot to do, innit? It got to the point that me and Jukes both had to go to him, like, bro, just chill. Like, just chill, innit? Like, it's not going to change anything, you running all these big songs. Like, you get the gas for, like, the 5 minutes of it, but other than that, like,
5 minutes.
No, you know what I mean? Like, you get the gas for the most, like, while you play the song, but after that, no one's going to really know you like that. Because, of course, they just know you for doing a main set. Like, I feel like everyone could do a main set. Anyone can.
I think anyone could do a main set. Like, even with these reality TV stars, they could do a main set. You know what I mean?
Anyone could do a main set. But it's like knowing the fundamentals and, like, knowing how to walk, then run, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, I would always enjoy, like, I would never, if someone put me in the lineup and said, oh, you're doing warm up, I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't gonna fight.
Do you kind of restart the night, though, when you're on prime time and then the DJ's kind of trying to play all the bangers? Do you kind of come up and be like, okay, bro, that's it now?
Yeah, like, same again. That same guy that was running all the tunes, I played with him on New Year's at the Play Dirty party.
Yeah.
We got to the Play Dirty party about 11:30 before New Year's even happened. He's playing Hardcore Bashment. I'm like, I walk in and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? like everyone's just standing still. No one's really dancing. So then again, I get on and I restart the night. I start playing 90s and the people start coming. Where I'm like, it makes no sense to me because, of course, I learned doing warm-up. So it makes no sense. Like, where did these new guys just feel like they can play whatever they want to play at certain times and not worry about it?
I mean, I think it just comes with, as you get, like, practice, craft, like, knowing your skills and everything. Because, like, you can't just jump on, start playing, I don't know, the box already rich at, like, 10 o'clock when the club's just open. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because then you have to replay it, innit? So when you repeat songs, you look like a dickhead. Like
I don't want. So, I hate repeating songs. If that happens,
exactly. Like you look so inexperienced, like having to replay another song, and it looks bad on you, innit? Like going to a rave and then people saying, "Oh, I've heard this song already. Like, what's this DJ doing?" And like, enough of my friends have said that to me. Enough of them, like, we would go out on a night, my friends would be like, "He's played this song 4 times." I'm like.
How are you on the mic? Because I know you don't get on the mic too often.
You know what it is? Like I said, when I first started, wouldn't touch a mic at all. You put a mic in my hand would just start shaking like this. Yeah, because I don't really like talking to people like that. Because when you get the mic and you lower the volume, everyone just looks at you like you did something wrong. So you're like, oh, cool. But then, like, growing and learning, like one of my like hosts in it, and like one of my another guy who taught me how to MC, like Lobes in it, J Lobes. He was just like, bro, just let it out, like talk to the crowd sometimes. Like it elevates your skill that you're able to DJ and also talk to the crowd, because then you can make the drops for your next song sound so much better. So then I kind of just forced myself. Like first it started off with me drinking and not saying, let me get drunk and then I can host in it, which worked a lot. But then I just end up talking shit on the microphone and like slurring a lot in it. So
where's my alcoholics in the building?
Word, literally. Or I should be like in the bar, like, yo, let me get this around a Coke or like straight. That's it, innit? And you just get to it to the point that you get more comfortable in your craft, innit? So the more comfortable you get, then you're able to just pick up a microphone and go inside and host without having to be like drunk or intoxicated or anything, innit? But I would recommend, like most DJs, that pick up a mic if you do, because it also elevates your set, as in you are like playing to the crowd and you're like controlling what they're doing, how their emotions are. So you being able to talk and interact with them, it's another good way. A lot of people do it through the music, which is also a really good thing. But of course, hearing a voice once in a while, like don't have a call-on conversation over the song, like once in a while, innit? Because no one likes a host who just talks all the time.
So, you know, with like people kind of oversee this, like they think the connotations of a DJ, like you get girls, all of this stuff. Do you kind of see that, or do you kind of? We're talking about this on the lives. Like that's not one of the reasons. Like, is that for you? Is that like a thing for you? Is it?
Nia's gonna get me in trouble, innit? That's all I'm saying. But no, you know what it is? It's just that it comes with it, innit? Like money, like alcohol and girls, like in the whole, like they're in the whole scene, like any music scene. Like if you're a rapper, like a producer, DJ, anything, like that's just the circle that comes with it, innit? Yeah. So it's kind of like you can't really run away from it. You just can't. Like a lot of people, especially when they're drunk, they're like, oh my god, I want to be a DJ, like, or my uncle's a DJ, like I can spin to tune or this and that and everything. Like a lot of girls do that as well. Like a lot of times in Napa, like you get people coming up to you like, oh, I can spin 2 tunes, like can I do the little
can I do the little
can you teach me to, you know what I mean, or can you teach you to DJ or whatever, innit? And it's just like, what gave you the confidence to come up to me and say that? Yeah. You know? So it's like one of the things that just naturally happens. Like you can't run away from it unless you just no emotion, screw face all the time, innit? Yeah. Because then you make like a persona of someone saying, don't talk to me. Like, just don't talk to me, innit?
I feel like that's a bit of you, though. I feel like you're a bit serious. I know you're serious, bro.
It's a half and half. It's a half and half thing. Like, if I'm not in the mood, I'm coming to do my set, and I'm cutting. Don't talk to me. Don't even say, hey, you do the set, I'll be like, safe. Yeah, but then sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll start off like this because either I'm tired or I'm just moody. Then I'll drink, I'll get into it, and I'll be like, yeah.
Why are you so moody for, man? Why are you so moody, bro? You're getting paid. Why are you so moody?
I don't like leaving my yard, innit? I just don't like leaving my yard. So quarantine is kind of good for me, innit?
I don't understand you. Like, I don't like leaving my yard, but I want to get out DJing.
I know it's what I have to do. Like if you ask like Mia knows, innit? Like she's like the one that literally like kicks me out and does everything in it. She's like, get up, do it. Like when it comes to doing a mix, she's like, I know you're not doing anything. Go do a mix. And I'm like, I'm really not doing nothing. So I actually come back. So it's one of those ones, isn't it? But it's like, I don't know. When I'm in situations or places that I've never been, I don't really like. You kind of like you a little bit hold off in it. You don't really know what. Like even when you go DJ a random place in it, you don't know what the vibe's going to be in it. You don't know anyway. You don't know what the vibe's going to be in it. So you're just like, all right, cool. Let me work with what everyone else is saying and this and that in it. And the more longer the night goes on, you see people like getting better and everything. That's when you like kind of come out your shell, innit? It's one of those ones because like literally, like as I said, I didn't like doing anything. I didn't like looking in the crowd when I first started DJing. I get like kind of embarrassed of it. Like even when it comes to taking photos, like I don't smile for the camera. I find it awkward.
It's probably why you had no post on your flipping Instagram, man.
Nah, bro, it's like see that one, that one, the one of me smiling in it, and the black kid.
Yeah,
I was drunk as, and actually Mia took that video as well, innit? Like she literally tapped me on my shoulder. I was like, oh, say nothing, and just smiled, and then just got back to it. I looked back at it, I was like, this ain't me. I'm like, if you know me personally, you know me. Like that's not me. Like when it comes to the camera or anything, I'm just like, or I just try to act like I'm not. I don't see it. Like if you catch me off guard, it's better, innit? That's like.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. I don't know if it's a bit controversial, but do you think Croydon scene is dead now, or do you think it was better back then, or do you think it's coming back up, or?
Bro, it was better back then. I can't even lie. It was better back then. Like my friends are all older than me, innit? So they were going out in Croydon when there was more clubs, like Shush Croydon, Yates, and everything, innit? And the stories they tell me about that, I'm like, bro, why can't I be born when you lot were there? Like all
what happened to it now?
Yeah, I'm like, all I got to witness was Tiger, Silver. That was it mainly and truly because Dice is still there and 88's still there, innit? Yeah. So that's what I got to witness, innit? But of course, Tiger was a really big one, and I was like, yeah, like talking to people now, they're like, oh, there was a Tiger in Croydon. I'm like,
was that where Luna was?
Nah, that's where Turtle Bay. Yeah, Turtle Bay.
Turtle Bay. Okay,
yeah, where Turtle Bay is. That's where the Tiger was, and that used to be lit. And that was like three different rooms, and they were all big in it. Actually, four. Yeah. Counted. And then of course the club that I really liked and enjoyed when playing there, like 34 around the corner, where Sylvia used to be. Like that was my spot still. That was like I had a little place in man's heart and that in it. That was a good one. But now like literally there's nowhere to go in Croydon, isn't it? It's literally just nights or stories. And it's still
you got Box Park, like you've done your Fxze and Friends kind of thing.
Oh yeah, true. You get Box Park.
I said you forgot about that.
No, but that closes early though. Like I'm saying that as a nightlife. Like,
yeah, that's a 1 a.m. thing.
Yeah, that's a 1 a.m. thing. By 1 a.m. I'm just starting my night, so I'm like, yeah, we want to go out in it. So club wise, Dyson Stories is like the only one to go in. Like you still get good nights out in there and everything. Yeah. But it's not how it used to be. Like I remember like on Halloween, the line from Tiger literally being all the way down to the KFC.
Yeah.
And you don't get lines like that anymore. Like
I rarely see lines like that anymore.
Exactly. Like especially in Croydon, like no matter what event you put on, you don't get a line that big constantly anymore, innit? Yeah. So it's kind of where Croydon.
So do you think your time's kind of done where you're like, I need to kind of like, as you said, you want to get into like the West End kind of side. You're like, now after quarantine, I'm properly looking for other cities and other parts of London.
Yeah, like I want to expand myself more than just being a Croydon DJ, innit? Like I want to be known around the whole country. Like as I said, like I want to be like a Rusky or them, like where they get booked anywhere and people are like raw, like man's there, innit? Yeah. And of course, I want to get into more like of the other raves that I grew up listening to, like all like the Bashford raves and the Midland raves and stuff like that, innit? Like I want to get into more of those type of stuff and just keep on doing like anything that can expand me as a DJ more.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you this: do you think the clubbing scene is going towards a more table bottle spend kind of thing, or do you think that's just the difference? There's only like those certain clubs, and then there's other clubs where people just go for the music.
It's half and half. Like there's clubs where it's just how much money you spending type of scene. Like you don't even go there to enjoy your night, as long as you're there popping bottles and spending, like you look like the guy. Yeah. Then there's clubs and events where people want to go to actually just dance and vibe. Like it's a vibe, for example. Like you go there, you know that the music's going to be good because the lineup's always sick. Yeah. And you know that it's not a thing where people can just stand by their tables and be bougie, innit? It's like in all like these warehouses and stuff where you have to dance. Like of course you can stand up in the corner with your brethren and that, whatever, but it's not it's not segregated into, oh, I've got a table, you can't come around me type of stuff, innit? Yeah. Like, it's not one of those ones. So I feel like in general, the scene's trying to be more bougie with it, but you can't really do that. Like, a lot of people just want to go out. A lot of people don't want to go and spend like £500 just on a night out. You know, they want to go out with their friends.
Everything. I know. I'm saying, like, literally after lockdown and everything's gonna be so expensive in clubs. Like, the prices are gonna go up.
100%, because of course, like, the clubs wasn't making no money in it, so they have to make their money somehow. They're gonna force selling tables. They're gonna force like you to buy like bottles and everything just so they can hit their quota and stuff like that, innit?
Yeah.
And do so many deals and stuff like that. Like, some clubs are there, some clubs won't, innit? Because of course some clubs have already made a lot of money anyway, that they don't really need to care about it. Like, you know what I mean? But it's definitely after lockdown, I think that a lot of events are gonna happen. Like, every single person's gonna throw an event.
I think it's gonna be more events based now. I think because like the bar spends and all of that stuff. I think it's gonna be more events than just normal nights out.
100% in it. Like, a lot of promoters, a lot of like DJs, a lot of like people who just want to throw an event.
Yeah,
like, everyone's planning it. Everyone wants to do something like that, innit? So I definitely feel like after lockdown, there's going to be a period where it's just events. Like, it's going to be good for like, maybe 2-3 weeks. After the night, you're going to be like, okay, what makes your event different from this event?
Definitely, yeah.
So, innit? So it's going to be a lot of people battling to who's going to be the bigger person. And that's like, for DJs, that's a good opportunity to be like, all right, cool. Let me float around and try to get as much bookings as I can as possible, innit?
Yeah. What other countries do you want to DJ at?
So contemplating doing another season. I don't know, but I want to go to America. I want to see what their scene's like, because their scene looks lit. Definitely want to DJ in Dubai, like as on my own name and everything. Want to go to Japan, because apparently their bashment scene's crazy. It makes no sense, but their bashment scene is crazy. Like, I just see videos and I'm like, So
they're like the American Japanese people. They're not like the Japanese people.
No, some of them are actually Japanese. Like, bro, it's crazy. I want to go back to Jamaica again and DJ there again, because that was fun. Definitely go back to there. But wherever like the bookings take me, really and truly, like, I'm not scared to give up a booking if it means I'm traveling in it. Like, I'd happily go. But then again, like, it's networking, and you just blow out and make yourself big in some type. So wherever the booking is, I'll happily go.
Cool, man. Yeah, definitely, bro. I gotta wrap this one up. It's been a good talk, though.
No worries, bro. Definitely.
Quickly.
No, 100%.
But yeah, man. I appreciate everyone locking in. I appreciate you locking in, bro. Thank you.
No worries. Stay for that, man. Anytime you have me in it.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Cool.
Have a good weekend, yeah?
Yeah, easy.
Stay safe. See you, bro.